This is bullshit.
Hey guys, Steve Mecha here, and today we are going to talk about the Xbox Series X first look gameplay inside Xbox showcasing. So this came out a couple of days ago, and I had a couple of days to think on it. So I watched the whole thing, and I just was kind of confused on why they had it in the first place. I was kind of confused on why Xbox was showcasing third-party games in the first place, because all these games are going to be on other platforms as well. It's not just for Xbox Series X. Maybe the reason why they wanted to do this is maybe they wanted to showcase how it was going to run on the Xbox Series X. And I was like, oh great, we get to see maybe some gameplay and how maybe it performs better on an Xbox Series X, and maybe they were trying to showcase that aspect of this whole entire thing for all these games that were going to be released. So I was like, all right, let's dive into this, right? So when I was diving into it, I was just looking at it and I was just so confused because the live stream wasn't even about that as well, because at the bottom of every cinematic trailer, because there is no real gameplay here, there's only a few of them that showed some gameplay, and then they went into the cinematics, the in-game cinematics, the in-engine cinematics, etc. And I was just very confused because it wasn't even about that, because every single trailer that was also showed, it stated at the bottom that the game and the console is still in development, and what is shown is what to be expected of Xbox Series X visuals or Xbox Series X gameplay. It's just so all the trailers that they were announcing that were going to be on the Xbox Series X and the gameplay of it were not even running on an Xbox Series X. Like, everything that was recorded wasn't even running on one. So you're having a live stream about a console that's going to come out and all of these games that are going to be on that console, and you're showcasing it as gameplay, first look at gameplay of Xbox Series X, and then everything that you're showing is then what to be expected of an Xbox Series X. So all of these are not running on an Xbox Series X right now. All these trailers are not. All the cinematics are definitely not. Like it's just so confusing and misleading to everybody that's watching. Why? Because I can say, hey, I'm going to make a cinematic trailer for the Xbox Series X 3000 that came out in 2040. And this is what to be expected of that system. And then I'll show you a trailer, because it just, it's what to be expected is not an Xbox Series X. So that, first of all, that just pisses me off. Like, I know the game is in development. I know that the console is pretty much finished and should showcase what's actually on there, especially if it's going to be released this year. So the console is going to be released within the next 6 months. And you're showing me stuff that's not running on it yet. Like, it's what to be expected of it. Like, it might not even, this is all subject to change, right? So I just don't understand. I first of all, I just want to say one thing. I love watching world premieres. I love watching new games coming out, a list of new games. If they want to pull out a cinematic trailer to get people hyped or at least talking about the game, I'm all for that. But you don't reveal that in a gameplay showcasing when there's no gameplay. Literally a game, maybe there's like a definition issue between Xbox and gamers, okay? Because, or the developer in the gamers too, because it's not just Xbox fault. Maybe Xbox was saying, hey, we want, gameplay trailers of these games, and the developer was giving them horseshit like they do with Ubisoft every single year, because we already know how that works with Ubisoft, with Watch Dogs, The Division 2, basically any game that Ubisoft's ever made. They overpromise in their trailers, even if it's supposed to be gameplay, and then you get it and it's just disappointing because you always overpromise and underdeliver, and that's what it's coming down to. The gameplay is the perspective of the consumer picking up the controller and playing the game. So what I'm saying to you guys is if you guys want to make a trailer, that's fine. You want to get people hyped, that's fine. There's plenty of games out there that made gameplay trailers, right? And to get people hyped and to showcase what that game has to offer, right? And this is, for instance, Control's gameplay trailer. Yeah, it had some cinematics in the beginning, but then it showed off different areas of maps that you're going to be exploring, different abilities you might be using in the game, and it might have been snippets of those, but those were all captured in game, and those were all captured on whatever system it was playing on. So this is where I'm just so confused on where they're getting their definition of gameplay. Because if you look it up on Google right now, the Google definition of gameplay is the tactical aspects of a video game, such as its plot and the way it's played, as a distinct from its graphics and audio. Okay, that seems pretty vague, right? I mean, the gamer definition is you picking up the controller and what to expect in the game mechanics. And I'm not saying that it can't be narrated or scripted in some sort of fashion. What I'm trying to say here is that if you guys want to do that, that's fine. If developers want to do that, that's fine. If Xbox wants to showcase stuff like that, that's okay, because what gamers want is the mechanics being shown. So if you wanted to narrate that into a scripted thing of how it could be played while you're playing the game to give us more of a visual anticipation of the game, of what it has to offer, then that's fine. But everything that you're showing is stuff that we're never going to see. We're going to see in in-game cinematics. So there's multiple different parts of this. There are the cinematics, then there's in-engine cinematics, then there's in-game cinematics, and then there's gameplay. So there's 4 different things that you want to go off of, and it's showing none of the gameplay. So there are some of them that actually did show some gameplay, but even those said it's what to be expected. So in the perspective of the gamer actually playing the game, this is stuff that you will actually see. There was a couple of them that I wanted to go off of, which is Chorus and Extinction. I mean, it showed at least the perspective of the gamer and like what it's going to do, right? And I kind of appreciated that. Like, oh, it looks cool, maybe, Extinction, maybe that's kind of like a Left 4 Dead with dinosaurs. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know how excited I am for that, but at least it showed a kind of, and I mean, it was so vague, but Chorus, which is like that in-game pilot sci-fi looking game too, is showing us the different areas, the different things that you can do with the actual craft or spacecraft that it's in. Like, stuff like that was appreciated. But then you get to the Ubisoft bullshit, and then what do we get? What do we expect from Ubisoft at this point, right? Do we expect a gameplay trailer? No, because the people that are making these trailers and the bullshit representative of their game, like, it's not going to be that. We know that. Ubisoft makes great games. The Division 2 is great. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is great. There are games that they make that are great games, and I just don't understand why they can't just give us some gameplay, like show us like him killing somebody without making it into a damn car commercial or a cologne commercial. These are not fantasy commercials that you're trying to sell people here. You're telling it to gamers, right? So it's not like buying a Lincoln thinking you're Matthew McConaughey, or it's just not a cologne commercial where you spray this and you become James Franco and you fall in love with some sexy chick because you bought this cologne. Okay, that's not this. The gaming industry has nothing to do with that. And I don't know why developers and platforms boost these things up thinking that it's some bullshit commercial for what they're trying to sell. because the only way you're going to sell real gamers is showing us what the game has to offer, or showing us game-breaking game mechanics that are going to revolutionize the game, or something that's new to look forward to, because these games that you're putting out are beautiful. They're great. They're really good looking, but at least put in some gameplay here. And I don't care if the game is in development or if the system's in development. Don't give me that shit, because, you know, you see Blizzard coming out with Diablo 4 gameplay, right? And yeah, everything's subject to change, right? But at least in their trailers, they showed the different classes, the different areas, the things that you can do in the game, the abilities that you guys can showcase into the game. Actually, a lot of people like that Diablo 4 trailer because it's a representation of what can be in this game, and it's still in development. And it's so early in development that these things are not going to come out in 6 months. So there's just no excuses at this point, man. So if you're going to put a gameplay out there, I want to put that out there for developers. I want to put that out for Xbox, is that the game is the exact interaction between the consumer picking up the controller and playing the game. So watching the game doesn't matter. Like, the cinematics are not gameplay because we're not playing those cinematics. We're watching those cinematics. When we're actually interacting with the characters themselves, the cars themselves, anything, the combat, everything that you see there, that's gameplay, right? So just a couple of them to showcase at the end here is, you know, the perfect iteration of a good gameplay trailer is Control. They showed off a cinematic showing a narrative and then showing gameplay, different areas, and it gave us just amount of stuff to get hyped for the game, but it showed actual in-game stuff that you can possibly do. Diablo 4 showing us all of the different classes that are going to be available, showing us the abilities that you can do, all these different things, showcasing what the game's about, the different areas that you can explore. That's what we want in a gameplay trailer. Not some bullshit cinematic thinking it's a bloody movie or some fantasy thing that you're never going to see, because you might see these cinematics, but these cinematics are not actual gameplay. The game doesn't actually look like those cinematics. And even the in-game cinematics are actually enhanced. So it's not exactly what you're going to be able to see. So I just don't understand what Xbox was thinking here. Every single time they come out with a damn live stream or showcasing, it just becomes more and more disappointing. Why? Because it gives me I was really rooting for Xbox here. And really rooting for Xbox to dominate this generation. And this is just showcasing that they have no clue what the fuck they're doing, and they don't care about console sales anymore. They're beyond that. They're into cloud gaming. They're not doing anything with the console war. They don't care about the console war. They don't care how much units they're trying to sell, because I just feel I feel terrible, because they have great IPs. They have Halo, Gears, Forza, stuff like that that'll get people to buy an Xbox, right? But it's just, the thing is, their IPs are so old and weak because they're just coming out over and over and over again, and there's nothing new. You know, you look at PlayStation, they have God of War, Neo, Last of Us, all these great single player experiences, and then they also have great multiplayer experiences, even freaking Killzone, to all these different things that PlayStation has to offer, because they have the first party exclusive games. Now, don't tell me that Xbox doesn't really care about first party games, because obviously they did, or they do now, because they just bought a bunch of companies that they're going to showcase, you know, and make first party games for the Xbox. So obviously that matters to them. So I just don't understand why they showcase third-party games that are going to be on other platforms. They don't show it on the Xbox Series X, which the whole thing is about running things on an Xbox Series X, right? And it doesn't show anything from an Xbox Series X. I don't know what else to to say about this. We gamers love world premieres. Gamers love to see new games, right? But when you're actually putting out stuff that says gameplay and you're not putting any gameplay in the game or in the trailer itself, it's just shit. We know it's shit. That's how many dislikes it got on YouTube, because there's nothing to showcase here. You're just showcasing more trailers. You know, I don't know what I was expecting from Ubisoft. I don't know what I was expecting from Xbox. But when you're showing gameplay, you show gameplay. You know, when you're showing cinematics and just showing off stuff that's going to be on the Xbox, congratulations, great. But to say that this is inside Xbox, first of all these games are not running on Xbox. Everything that was shown is not on Xbox. It's what to be expected of the Xbox. So that's all subject to change, right? It's all what's to be expected, you know? I can't believe the wording. And what's expected of the Xbox Series X visual quality. You know, shit like that. Like, I was so pissed off just reading that, because I know that none of this is actually captured on the Xbox Series X. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. If you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe below, and I will catch you next time. But there's one more thing that I want to talk about, is the damn... I feel bad for the parents. I feel bad for any parent that has to go out and buy an Xbox for their kids this holiday season, because they're going to have an Xbox One S, an Xbox One X, an Xbox Series X. The parents are not even going to know what the hell to buy at that point, because they're supporting the other consoles for another year or two, making sure that all games can be played on those last generation consoles, right? So it gives you no inkling to buy a brand new console. It's just, I just don't understand their idea of this Xbox Series X. You know, if you want to go play a PlayStation 5 game, well, you got to go buy a PlayStation 5. You know, there's going to be exclusives for PlayStation 5 right there. You want the next gen experience? Go out and buy a console. You can't buy it yet? Wait a couple of years till you can, then play it. But it sells consoles. IPs sell consoles. Single player experiences, these unique IPs that bring people to the console are going to sell the console. It is that simple. If you got the games, people will come. And you don't have the games. And if you do have the game, you're sporting it like it's not a big deal. Like it can be played anywhere. No, I want you to give me an excuse to buy an Xbox Series X. There's literally zero incentive for me to do that. I have a computer and a PlayStation. Congratulations. We don't care where you play it. As long as you play it on the Xbox ecosystem. Congratulations. But I just don't understand. You got to have exclusive stuff, because all of this stuff that they showcased is all going to be on a PlayStation 5. All of this stuff is going to be on a computer. So I don't know why it's on a first look of the Xbox Series X gameplay when it's not even running on it. So that's just my frustration, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next.